How many of you feel uneasy with the circumstances of life? How many of you are afraid of what is happening in our country and in our world? How many are concerned not only for your very own future, but the future of your children and your grandchildren? In John chapter 20, just 3 days after Jesus had been crucified, we read how the disciples were meeting in secret behind closed doors because they were afraid for their lives. They were uncertain about the future, and they too felt very uneasy. Then, as John chapter 20, verse 19 tells us, Jesus suddenly was standing there in front of them in the very room where they were hiding and afraid. And this is the same Jesus that had just risen from the grave just a few hours prior to this moment. And he told them, "Peace be with you." And he repeated it twice and he breathed on them. The peace that Jesus was giving to them is not the kind of peace that the world can provide. It was not the kind of peace that is only a temporary pause in the conflicts of life. Rather, Jesus gives peace that can quiet a violent storm or calm a trembling heart. All of us need the breath of God in our lives, which represents the Holy Spirit. And that same breath was used when the Spirit of God created mankind and breathed life into our bodies. And even today, it can continue to renew us by bringing order and peace, giving us strength and grace in our lives when we feel overwhelmed. I recently had a death in my family. And during my time of mourning, many of my friends stepped into my life and they breathed on me. You see, God used my friends to refresh me, to renew me, to strengthen me, to breathe the peace of God that surpasses all understanding into my life. So God uses us to breathe the Holy Spirit that He has given to us into the lives of others. In conclusion, the book of John that we just read said that Jesus suddenly appeared before them. So no matter what you're going through today, Jesus can suddenly come onto the scene and He can bring you peace. Let Him breathe on you today. So I encourage you to take the next few minutes to look to God where you need Him to intervene in your life and ask Him to breathe on you and to renew you and to strengthen you and to refresh you. And maybe there's somebody that God will put into your mind that you can reach out to and that you can breathe upon them so that they can experience the goodness and the peace of God. Thank you so much for watching 10-Minute Lean In. Be blessed.